The interstellar vessel Horizon was on a routine mapping mission in the Kuiper Belt when Communications Officer Olivia Grant detected an unusual signal. "Captain Miller, you're going to want to see this," she called, fingers dancing across her console. Captain Daniel Miller made his way to her station, his weathered face showing mild curiosity. The Horizon was Earth's most advanced exploration vessel, staffed with the best minds humanity had to offer. "What have you got, Grant?" "Unknown signal patterns, sir. Definitely artificial, but nothing matching our databases. It's coming from beyond Neptune's orbit." Security Chief Alan Rodriguez frowned. "Could be Centauri tech. They've been pushing boundaries lately." "No," said Olivia firmly. "This isn't human-made. The modulation patterns are completely foreign." Science Officer Nathan Park joined them, eyes widening as he analyzed the signal. "She's right. This appears to be alien." Captain Miller straightened. "First contact. Every spacefarer's dream and nightmare. Plot an intercept course. All stations on alert status." As the Horizon changed direction, the crew felt a mix of excitement and fear. This was what they had trained for, but nothing could truly prepare humans for meeting aliens. For 3 days, the ship moved through the darkness of space. The signal grew stronger. The crew slept little, too busy preparing for every possible scenario. "What if they're hostile?" asked Engineer Kevin Reese during a staff meeting. "Then we retreat and warn Earth," replied Miller firmly. "But we don't assume threat. We assume potential friendship until proven otherwise." On the 3rd day, long-range scanners detected the source of the signal. The bridge fell silent as the images appeared on the main screen. "My God," whispered Olivia. Before them floated 12 strange vessels. They looked like they were made of crystal, glowing faintly against the blackness of space. The ships formed a protective circle around a larger central vessel. None of them were moving. "Are they dead in space?" asked Rodriguez. "Scan for energy signatures," ordered Miller. "Very faint power readings, sir," reported Park. "They're running on emergency systems or backup power. These ships are definitely in trouble." Dr. Linda Walsh checked her medical scanners and gasped. "Captain, I'm detecting life signs. Thousands of them. Different from human readings, but definitely alive." Captain Miller stood from his chair, staring at the alien fleet. "Send standard greeting protocols on all frequencies. Let them know we're approaching with peaceful intentions." The Horizon moved closer to the crystal ships. Now they could see more details, the intricate patterns that covered each vessel, the slight differences in design that suggested different functions for each ship. "No response to our hails, sir," reported Olivia. "They might not have enough power to communicate," suggested Park. Miller made his decision. "Prepare a boarding team. We'll dock with the central vessel. Full environmental suits, basic weapons but kept holstered. We're going as helpers, not invaders." As the boarding team prepared, Walsh approached the captain. "Sir, the life support on those vessels appears to be failing. Whatever happened to them, if we don't help soon, those aliens will die." Miller nodded gravely. "Then we better not waste time. Humanity's first contact won't be finding alien corpses if I can help it." The boarding shuttle launched from the Horizon, carefully approaching the largest crystal ship. As they drew near, they saw an opening appear in the crystalline surface, an airlock inviting them in. "Well," said Miller to his team, "looks like they know we're here. Let's go meet our new neighbors." The boarding team entered the alien vessel through the crystal airlock. Captain Miller led the way, followed by Dr. Walsh, Engineer Frank Cooper, and Security Officer Wendy Dias. Their flashlights cut through the dim interior, revealing corridors made of the same crystal material as the hull. "The air seems breathable," said Dr. Walsh, checking her instruments. "But I recommend keeping helmets on until we're sure." They moved deeper into the ship. The walls pulsed with faint light, as if the vessel itself was barely alive. Engineer Cooper ran his scanner along the surfaces. "Amazing," he whispered. "The entire ship seems to be one connected organism. It's not just made of crystal. It's a living crystal. Stay alert, reminded Officer Diaz, her hand near her holstered weapon. We don't know what. She stopped as a tall figure appeared at the end of the corridor. The team froze. The alien stood nearly 7 feet tall, with iridescent skin that shifted colors like oil on water. It had 4 long arms and a slender body. Where a human would have a face, the alien had a smooth surface with several small openings and a large reflective membrane. Captain Miller stepped forward slowly and raised his empty hands. "We come in peace," he said clearly. "We detected your distress. We're here to help." The alien's skin rippled with blue and green colors. Another alien appeared behind it, then another. Their skin colors changed in patterns, creating a beautiful display. "I think they're communicating," said Dr. Walsh in wonder. The first alien approached Miller and extended one of its 4 hands. In it was a small crystal device. Miller hesitated, then accepted it. The device glowed and projected symbols in the air. The alien touched these symbols in a specific sequence. Suddenly, the device spoke in a musical voice. "Gratitude. Surprise. You are not Vushar." The translation wasn't perfect, but it was understandable. "No, we are humans from the planet Earth," replied Miller. "What happened to your ships?" The alien's skin darkened. "Failure during dimensional jump. Power systems damage. Cannot repair. Cannot return home." Dr. Walsh stepped forward. "How many of your people are aboard these vessels?" 8,423, came the reply. "Many in hibernation to preserve life support. Children priority." Miller nodded. "We want to help you. Can you take us to your leader or captain?" The alien led them through curving corridors to a large central chamber. Here, dozens of the aliens worked at crystal consoles. In the center stood a taller alien with more elaborate color patterns on its skin. "I am Commander Zeltareth," the translation device conveyed as the tall alien skin flashed. "You have come in our moment of greatest need." Miller introduced himself and his team. "We detected your distress signal. Our ship is the Horizon. From Earth. We have technology that might help you." Zeltareth's skin rippled. "We are the Vushar. We were exploring new dimensional pathways when catastrophe struck. Our quantum drive failed, stranding us in your system. Our power reserves are nearly depleted. How long can you last?" asked Cooper. "Less than 20 of your Earth days," replied Zeltareth. "After that, life support fails completely." The alien commander showed them damage reports on crystal displays. The technology was far beyond human understanding, but the danger was clear. "Our children will not survive another transit of your star," Zeltareth said, her skin darkening with what the humans recognized as despair. Captain Miller looked at his team, then back. Captain Miller's report to Earth caused immediate action. Within 48 hours, a fleet of human vessels had arrived at the location of the stranded Vushar ships. Scientists, engineers, and diplomats from all over Earth came to help with what was now called Operation Crystal Rescue. "Their technology is unlike anything we've ever seen," explained Chief Engineer Cooper during the first major briefing. He projected images of the Vushar quantum drive. "They travel through dimensions, not just space. It's like they fold reality itself." The gathered experts looked both amazed and concerned. Sam Russell, Earth's leading quantum physicist, spoke up. "Can we repair their systems? Do we even understand how they work?" "Not completely," admitted Cooper. "But the Vushar are helping us learn. They're sharing their knowledge freely." Meanwhile, the alien ships continued to lose power. The Vushar had to shut down entire sections of their vessels to preserve life support in critical areas. More of their people entered hibernation each day to reduce the drain on resources. On the 3rd day, engineer Kelly Wilson made an important discovery. She had been studying samples of the crystal material that formed the Vushar ships. "The crystal responds to specific energy frequencies," she told Cooper excitedly. "It's like it can amplify and channel power if we find the right resonance." This insight led to the first breakthrough. Human engineers designed special energy transmitters that could send power directly into the crystal structure of the alien vessels. It wasn't a permanent solution, but it bought valuable time. "We've stabilized their life support systems," reported Dr. Walsh after the first week. "But we still need to find a way to repair or replace their quantum drive." The Vushar were eager to help. They taught human scientists about their technology, showing patience when concepts proved difficult to translate. In return, humans showed them creative problem-solving approaches the aliens had never considered. "Your species thinks differently than ours," Commander Zelterath told Captain Miller. "We seek perfect solutions. You find imperfect solutions that work anyway. It is refreshing." Not all interactions went smoothly. When Vushar engineers attempted to integrate with Earth's computer systems, security protocols were triggered, causing alarm. "They don't understand our concerns about data security," explained Dr. Walsh to military officials who wanted the aliens restricted. "In their culture, information is shared freely among all members. The concept of keeping secrets from your own people is foreign to them." As days turned into weeks, the rescue operation faced growing challenges. The Vushar children in hibernation could not remain in that state indefinitely. The oldest and weakest adults were showing signs of stress from the extended emergency. Engineer Sam Russell worked day and night with a team of human and Vushar scientists. They focused on adapting Earth's fusion technology to power the alien systems. "Their quantum drive operates on principles we've only theorized about," Russell explained during a progress update. "We can't replicate it, but we might be able to adapt our fusion technology to power their life support systems permanently." The challenge was enormous. Earth's most advanced fusion reactors would need major modifications to interface with alien technology designed by a completely different species. "It's like trying to power a quantum computer with a steam engine," Sam told reporters who had gathered to document the historic rescue. "Theoretically possible, but the engineering hurdles are immense." Meanwhile, the Vushar shared knowledge that revolutionized human understanding of physics. Their dimensional theories were centuries beyond what humans had discovered. "Even if we fail to save them," said one scientist, "what they've already taught us will change human civilization forever." But Captain Miller remained determined. "We're not going to fail," he told his crew. 8,000 lives depend on us figuring this out, and humanity doesn't give up on friends." As news of the Vushar rescue spread across Earth, not everyone welcomed the aliens. Protests broke out in major cities, with people carrying signs that read "Humans first" and "No alien bailout." Some feared the advanced technology, while others worried about the resources being used to help non-humans. "We have our own problems to solve," said protest leader Peter Wells in a viral video. "Why spend billions helping aliens when people on Earth are suffering?" The Centauri colonies, human settlements in the Alpha Centauri system, were especially opposed. Long distrustful of Earth's authority, they refused to send ships or supplies to help the rescue mission. "We have no proof these Vushar aren't an advance force for invasion," stated Centauri Governor Richard Bell in a public address. "Earth risks our collective security for aliens we know nothing about." Back at the rescue site, cultural differences created new problems. When Security Officer Diaz discovered Vushar accessing restricted Earth defense networks, an emergency meeting was called. "They were in our secure databases," Diaz reported angrily, "looking at weapon systems and defense plans. This could be preparation for an attack." Captain Miller ordered increased security, but Dr. Walsh urged caution. She had been studying Vushar society closely and had a different interpretation. "They don't understand privacy the way we do," she explained. "They share all information within their group. It wasn't espionage. They were trying to integrate our defense systems with theirs as a gesture of trust." To prove her point, Dr. Walsh showed how the Vushar had simultaneously shared their own defensive capabilities with the human engineers, information that would be valuable if humans ever wanted to attack them. "They made themselves vulnerable to us at the same time," she pointed out. That's not how enemies behave. The situation grew tenser when a military vessel arrived from Earth with orders to take control of the rescue operation. Admiral John Barnes was skeptical of the aliens' intentions. "I'm not convinced these so-called stranded explorers didn't plan this entire situation," he told Miller in private. "They get access to our technology, our home system, while appearing helpless. It's the perfect infiltration strategy." Captain Miller disagreed strongly. "Sir, with respect, I've worked with the Vushar for weeks now. They could have kept their advanced technology secret. Instead, they've freely shared knowledge that will advance our civilization by decades. We cannot abandon them now." The conflict came to a head when Admiral Barnes ordered restrictions on the Vushar that would have condemned many of them to death. Captain Miller took an unprecedented step. He sent a direct message to the United Earth Council, bypassing military command. "I place my career and freedom on the line," he told the Council in an emergency session. "These beings are not a threat. They are friends in need. How we respond now will define humanity's place among the stars." While political battles raged, conditions aboard the Vushar vessels worsened. Several of the youngest aliens had already entered protective hibernation, a last resort biological function that could only sustain them for a short time. Commander Zeltereth remained diplomatic despite the growing tensions. "We understand your caution," she told Admiral Barnes during a tense meeting. "If our positions were reversed, some Vushar would also fear the unknown." The Admiral seemed unmoved, but Miller noticed something important. The military leader was paying close attention to Zeltereth's words. Perhaps there was hope for understanding after all. "Give me one more week," Miller requested. "The engineering team has a new approach. If it fails, I'll accept whatever decision you make about the Vushar." Admiral Barnes considered this, then nodded once. "1 week, Captain. Not a day more." Time was running out for the Vushar. Each day, more of them entered hibernation as their life support systems failed section by section. The human engineers worked around the clock, trying solution after solution, but nothing provided enough power to revive the alien ships fully. "There has to be something we're missing," said Sam Russell during a late-night meeting in the Horizons conference room. The engineer's eyes were red from lack of sleep. "We've tried everything we can think of." Junior engineer Kelly Wilson sat quietly at the end of the table. For days, she had been studying the crystal samples from the Vushar ships, running test after test. While the senior engineers focused on power distribution systems, Kelly had become fascinated by the crystalline structure itself. Finally, she spoke up. "What if we're overthinking this?" The room fell silent as all eyes turned to her. "What do you mean, Wilson?" asked Captain Miller. Kelly stood and projected her findings onto the main screen. "We've been trying to interface with their specific systems: life support, propulsion, communication. But look at this." She showed microscopic images of the crystal lattice. "Their ships aren't just made of crystal. They're one gigantic crystal lattice. The entire ship is a power conductor." Sam Russell leaned forward, suddenly alert. "You're saying we don't need to interface with specific systems," Kelly explained excitedly. "We just need to resonate energy at the correct frequency through the hull itself. The ship will distribute the power where it's needed." The theory was sound, but untested. It would require precisely calibrated energy pulses from multiple human vessels simultaneously. If the frequency was wrong, or if the timing was off by even a fraction of a second, the delicate crystal structures of the Vushar ships might shatter. "It's incredibly risky," warned Chief Engineer Cooper. "We'd be sending massive energy pulses into living crystal. One mistake could kill everyone aboard." "It's their only chance," Captain Miller said firmly. "How many ships would we need?" 23, Kelly answered, positioned at these exact coordinates around the Vushar fleet. She displayed a complex geometric pattern. Admiral Barnes, who had been observing the meeting, spoke up. "That's more ships than we have here." "Then we'll need to call for more," Miller replied, meeting the Admiral's gaze directly. "We can do this, sir, but we need your support." To everyone's surprise, Admiral Barnes nodded. "I'll make the call. You have 24 hours to prepare." News spread quickly. Ships from Earth, and even some from the Centauri colonies, rushed to join the rescue effort. Scientists and engineers from around human space contributed ideas and calculations to refine Kelly's plan. Commander Zelterath was informed of the plan. "This is a great risk," she said, her skin pulsing with concern. "If it fails, both our peoples could be harmed." "We understand the risk," Miller assured her, "but we won't let you die without trying everything possible." 23 human vessels positioned themselves around the Vushar fleet, carefully aligning with Kelly's calculations. Each ship had been fitted with special energy emitters designed to generate the precise frequency needed. Earth watched via live feeds as humanity attempted its most ambitious rescue operation. Even the protesters fell silent, caught up in the drama unfolding in space. "All ships report ready," said Communications Officer Grant. Captain Miller looked at Kelly Wilson. "It's your show now, engineer." Kelly took a deep breath and gave the command. "Initiate energy pulse in 3, 2, 1. Now." Synchronized beams of energy struck the alien vessels. For a terrible moment, nothing happened. The crystal ships seemed to absorb the energy without effect. Then, one by one, lights began to flicker across the crystal ships. A faint hum built to a steady pulse. The crystal structures began to glow with internal light. "It's working," whispered Kelly in disbelief. "It's actually working." The Vushar ships hummed with renewed energy. The crystal structures that formed their hulls glowed brighter and brighter, pulsing with a blue-white light that spread from one vessel to another. The human fleet maintained their positions, continuing to feed energy at the exact frequency Kelly had calculated. "Power levels rising in all 12 vessels," reported Science Officer Park from his station on the horizon. "Their systems are coming back online." Inside the alien vessels, dormant systems reactivated. The emergency lights were replaced by the normal illumination of the living crystal walls. Life support stabilized throughout all sections of the ships. Most importantly, the hibernation chambers began their wake-up sequences. Captain Miller and a small team transported to the Vushar command ship. They found Commander Zelterath in the central chamber, her skin rippling with vibrant colors the human eyes had never seen before. "Your people have done what we thought impossible," she said through the translation device. The musical tones of her voice carried emotion that the simple words couldn't fully convey. "You have saved not just our lives, but our entire civilization." Around them, Vushar crew members were returning to their stations. Some had been in hibernation for weeks and needed assistance. The youngest aliens, children by Vushar standards, were being carefully monitored as they awoke. "We couldn't have done it without Engineer Wilson's insight," Miller said modestly. "She understood your ships better than anyone." Zelterath's skin shifted to a pattern that indicated deep respect. "This young human saw what our own engineers could not. We would be honored to have her continue working with us as we complete our repairs." Over the next few days, the Vushar ships recovered fully. With power restored, their own repair systems began the process of healing the damaged crystal structures. The human engineers continued working alongside the aliens, learning more about their fascinating technology, while helping them restore their dimensional drive systems. "Their understanding of quantum mechanics is incredible," Sam Russell told Miller during a progress meeting. "They've already helped us solve theoretical problems that our best minds have struggled with for decades." The Vushar were equally impressed by human ingenuity. "Your species approaches problems differently than any we have encountered," one alien engineer explained to Kelly Wilson. "Where we seek perfect harmony, you find unexpected paths." As news of the successful rescue spread across Earth and its colonies, public opinion shifted dramatically. The protesters dispersed, replaced by crowds celebrating humanity's achievement. Even the Centauri colonies, which had been so skeptical, sent official congratulations. "Perhaps we judged too quickly," Governor Bell admitted in a public statement. "The Vushar have proven to be valuable friends." Admiral Barnes, once suspicious of the aliens' intentions, became one of their strongest advocates within the military. "What they've shared with us will revolutionize our defensive capabilities," he told the United Earth Council. "Not weapons, but shields and detection systems that will keep our people safer." Dr. Walsh continued her studies of Vushar biology and culture. "They're teaching us about their healing techniques," she reported excitedly. "They can regenerate damaged tissue using crystalline structures that interface with living cells. The medical applications are endless." The young Vushar recovered quickly once their hibernation ended. They were naturally curious about humans and often gathered around the visiting engineers, their skin changing colors rapidly as they asked countless questions. One day, as Miller watched Kelly Wilson showing a group of Vushar children how a simple Earth compass worked, Commander Zeltarath approached him. "In our history, we have encountered 18 other species," she said. "None have shown the combination of intelligence and compassion that yours has demonstrated. We just did what was right," Miller replied. "That," said Zeltarath, her skin glowing warmly, "is exactly what makes humans unique in our experience." 3 months after first contact, the Vushar fleet was ready to depart. Their dimensional drive had been fully repaired with human assistance, and their ships glowed with healthy blue-white light. The crystal vessels formed a perfect formation, preparing to return to their home systems far beyond human space. Before leaving, Commander Zeltarath requested a special meeting with Earth's highest authorities. The event was held aboard the Horizon, with leaders from Earth and its colonies attending in person or via holographic projection. Billions of humans watched the live broadcast from their homes. Captain Miller stood at attention as Commander Zeltarath entered the meeting chamber, accompanied by several Vushar elders. Their skin rippled with formal patterns that Dr. Walsh had explained represented their highest ceremonial colors. "People of Earth," began Zeltarath, her translator conveying her musical speech, "we came to your system by accident, stranded and facing extinction. You could have ignored us or feared us. Instead, you extended your hands in friendship and saved our people." The commander approached the United Earth President and presented a small crystal device. "This is a gift to humanity. It contains the specifications for a long-range communication array that will allow Earth to contact the Vushar homeworld across the vast distances between our stars." Gasps filled the room. This technology alone would advance human communication abilities by centuries. "Though we must depart, this is not goodbye," Zeltarath continued, her skin glowing with sincerity. "Today, we establish the first link in what we hope will become a great network of allied civilizations." The Vushar also shared coordinates for other peaceful species they had encountered, potential new allies for humanity as they expanded into the galaxy. "In 3 of your Earth years, we will send a formal diplomatic vessel to establish permanent relations between our peoples," Zeltarath announced. "Until then, the communication array will allow us to share knowledge and learn from each other across the stars." After the ceremony, there was one final private moment between the humans who had led the rescue and the Vushar commander. In the observation lounge of the Horizon, they gathered to watch as the alien fleet prepared for departure. "Will your people remember us?" asked Kelly Wilson. The young engineer had become something of a celebrity among both species for her breakthrough insight. Zeltarath's skin formed patterns that translated as deep emotion. "For generations to come, human children will be honored names among the Vushar. Your actions will be taught in our history lessons as the day when strangers became family." Engineer Sam Russell pointed to the stars visible through the viewport. "There's so much out there we still don't understand. That is why we explore," agreed Zeltarath, "to find not just new worlds, but new friends." As the final preparations were completed, Captain Miller stood with his crew, watching the crystal ships begin to shimmer with dimensional energy. "You know what this means," said Olivia Grant, standing beside him on the bridge. "Everything changes now." Miller nodded. "For the better, I think. We've proven something important, not just to them, but to ourselves." "What's that, Captain?" He smiled as the Vushar ships began to glow brighter, preparing for their dimensional jump. That when faced with the unknown, humanity chose compassion over fear. That's the best of what we are. In a final gesture of friendship, the Vushar ships arranged themselves in a perfect circle. At the exact center, their combined energies created a dazzling display of light that formed, just for a moment, the outline of Earth. Then, in a flash of brilliant light, they were gone, jumping dimensions to begin their long journey home. But they didn't leave humanity alone. They left behind new knowledge, new technology, and a new understanding of humanity's place in the universe. Earth would never be the same. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now seemed like the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure.